Scorpio, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week ahead. Now, keep in mind, my friends, these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So make sure to check out your other placements to get a more complete picture. And if you're interested in receiving a personal reading, you can find the link for that in the description below, or you can send me an email. All right, let's get started for Scorpio. What is the current energy around the week ahead for Scorpio? Sun, Moon, and Rising. What are the major themes Scorpio is looking at this week? Bottom of the deck. All right. Okay, so Scorpio, it looks like you are sort of at a place where you're looking at your self-worth and you're understanding where you feel creative and where you feel connected to your creativity, your sense of expressing that creativity, your emotions around expressing creativity, and your self-worth, your idea about how much worthiness you feel about yourself. And in the situation that you find yourself right now, it feels like there is some renewal needed here, and that you may be grieving the loss of something or needing to release something entirely. It's interesting seeing these messages come through for you. I feel like something has sort of impacted you on a few different levels looking at these cards. We see the sacral chakra, we see the root chakra, and the heart chakra, and the crown chakra. So it makes me feel like you're sort of trying to empower yourself to feel worthy of something that it almost feels like this is in response to something leaving your heart space. So you may be letting go of something. You may be grieving some loss right now, and it's affecting how you view your self-worth. And that concept, that idea, that feeling around self-worth needs renewal, and it's a natural cycle. When I see this card, I always think of natural cycles of change. We see winter shifting into spring here, and I feel like this cycle is being reflected to you in a very emotional way, where it's affected some relationship in your life that has maybe come to an end, a natural end, and you're grieving the loss of that relationship. You're grieving its absence. You're grieving the absence of a relationship, and it's impacting your self-worth. It's almost like you're saying to yourself, I wasn't worthy of that love. I wasn't worthy of that relationship. And that idea needs to be released. You need to come to a release when it comes to freeing yourself of feeling like you're not worthy of something. You are worthy. You're always worthy. No matter what comes and goes, you remain worthy. Your worthiness is divinely yours. You're always worthy. And it feels like you're going through a process that is renewing that concept to you. And so let's see what's going on. Oh, look at that. We see the Death card with the Knight of Wands. Very interesting. You're going through a major transformation. This is your energy here, Scorpio, the Death card. Your energy is shifting, and it feels like as it shifts, you're starting to renew your sense of self, your sense of self-worth, your empowerment, your courage, your charisma, and your desire to pursue things that are meaningful for you is returning. And it feels like it's all part of this renewal and transformation that you're undergoing. And it's really impacting that concept of self-worth. I feel like something happened that initially maybe you were questioning your self-worth, but now I feel like you're stepping into releasing the idea that you're not worthy because of something that came to an end. You're letting that go. You're moving away from that belief. Ooh, hang on, let's get a grip here on the cards. Okay. Scorpio, let's see. Yeah, see how that Six of Swords sort of landed halfway? It's not quite in reverse or upright. And so that tells me that this process of release, this process of getting distance from things that are wounded. You're the wounded warrior in this card, getting distance to heal. You're moving towards recovery, release. You've just had a moment of grief. You've just gone through something that was difficult, and now you're moving to a shoreline where you can recover and heal. And you know, the interesting thing about this card is that this warrior moving away from this moment is leaving with the clothes on their back. Like they're not taking any baggage with them on this journey. This is a journey to release and renew and recover from something that was very difficult to process, or a moment where you felt defeated and that there was no winning. It was not going to be a win-win situation that you were moving away from. And I feel like it needs you to sort of, look at that, the moon card. It needs you to sort of move in a direction, even though you can't see the full picture. You're sort of moving in the dark, and it can be a time of anxiety. It can be a time of fear. It can be a time where we don't feel a lot of self-worth, but it's a renewal. This is a transformative energy. The moon card is a positive card, even though it does sort of bring about this idea that we're moving around without really knowing what the outcome will be, but we're trusting our instincts. If you imagine yourself sort of walking in the dark on a moonlit night, sometimes you can't see exactly the path ahead, but you trust that you know where you're going. You trust that you will be guided and that the path will be illuminated for you. I really feel like you're moving towards greater balance as you move towards this outcome, even though right now, yeah, your confidence is low. Your sense of self is low. Your belief in your ability to overcome obstacles is low. There is probably some anxiety or fear or doubting your self-worth. You know, and seeing the devil on the bottom of the deck tells me this could be a time of shadow work. This could be a time of really needing to look at not escaping this, but sort of being really present and grounded in this and making choices to release things that need to be released, moving away from things that need to be moved away from, but not by escaping the idea and ignoring it, or sort of saying, no, everything's fine, and just sort of pushing it down. That's not going to serve you. It's almost like you need to feel this to heal it. You need to feel it in all ways. You need to feel the grief, the fear, the frustration, the challenges, and then finally this idea of taking control of it and releasing it and moving into something new. Releasing it, feeling it, to heal it, and then to release it. Yes. That's what, and there's the Hangman. Perfect. Surrender. So yeah, really needing to surrender to this idea that you can move forward towards something and start to trust yourself again. Seeing the Emperor in reverse with the Page of Rods says that this is a journey of self-discovery where you're going to rediscover yourself in a way that allows you to trust yourself, where you do feel that sense of self-worth. But that seems to be the focus right now, is redeveloping that confidence in yourself to overcome obstacles. Something really shook you to your core, something in the realms of relationships. It shook you down to your core, and it sort of got you doubting your self-worth. But seeing the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck now tells me that self-love is really important, and opening yourself up again and believing in yourself, trusting yourself, loving yourself, offering yourself compassion and empathy, and offering others compassion and empathy as well, to free yourself from any ideas that involve you not being able to overcome something or transform beyond something. This is not your forever story. This is a moment that will pass, and you will find your grounding again. This is very, look at that. 3 of Swords with Temperance. So again, looking at the clarifying deck, I can see that there's been separation. There's been heartbreak. There's been pain and grief around something, but it was a necessary separation. You must trust that and trust yourself. This is moving you somewhere new. With Temperance, we're being guided to trust the flow of what's happening and to release the need to control it, but to stay in moderation and in balance. So don't escape it through illusion, but face it, heal it, feel it, heal it, and then release it. Let's have a look at that 6 of Swords. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So this might be a time where you feel like it was misfortune, right? Something unlucky, something unfortunate. But seeing the Nine of Cups on the bottom of the deck tells me that this is going to serve you in a way that you can't see yet. And that's why the Moon is here in reverse, because you can't see the full outcome just yet. This is fresh. This feels like it just happened. This is fresh. And it needs to be processed first before you can see that it actually serves you in some way. And that this is actually going to be something that, although it felt unfair, is going to sort of bring you to a place where you understand that you had to walk away from this. And maybe you weren't willing to. Maybe you weren't willing to, so it walked away from you. And it left a scar, but it's like it had to be done. This had to happen. It wasn't in alignment for you. Yep, seeing the Chariot in reverse, that confirms that this wasn't your path. You were stuck, and it wasn't moving forward. It needed to be released. Again, focusing on that release energy coming through your divine connection, the crown chakra. And right now you might be blaming yourself. Yeah, there's that Three of Swords. It's back. And it's in reverse as it comes out now on the Emperor to say that you haven't taken the swords out of your heart yet. You're still healing. This still hurts. This is still causing doubt in your self-worth and in your abilities. You're doubting yourself. You're not trusting yourself. You somehow feel like you received this unfair outcome. And I think that it's one of these sort of moments where we have to say, despite the current reality of the situation in front of me, I trust that this is leading to my highest good. And that whatever got separated from you in this time right now, whatever has been sort of removed or whatever has been released, needed to be released. And I feel like seeing that Page of Wands is a message for you to see this as a stage of sort of your own self-discovery. And that, yeah, there's the Queen of Wands. So this is going to lead to a time where you connect with someone else. I feel like, don't worry about the gender, but that whoever you're moving towards now is going to be someone that is in line with your path. And it feels like it's opening you up to really feel grounded in your confidence, to renew the self-worth. The Queen of Wands knows her self-worth. She doesn't doubt herself. She trusts herself, and she follows her intuition towards what makes her feel alive. And that's where you're being guided to go. And if this was a relationship, I feel like your ideal match is out there. Seeing the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck again. You've got the Ace of Cups here twice, my friend. So I really feel like all will be well, and that this will actually be a moment where you have a new beginning that's in line with you and serves you, and it doesn't cause this sort of doubt in yourself. Very interesting. Okay, let's see. What does Scorpio need to surrender or surrender to? What does Scorpio need to surrender or surrender to at this time? Scorpio. Surrender low self-esteem. Surrender your desire to control people. Very interesting. Any other mess? Surrender denial. Yep, don't escape this. Don't escape this. And the bottom of the deck is surrender comparisons to other people. So very interesting here. Surrendering low self-esteem here says you deserve love, success, and abundance. Ace of Cups, Ace of Cups. Absolutely. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem or low self-worth. I'm going to add that, or low self-worth. And I feel like this is all happening because of some separation in a relationship, a breakup, a parting, a natural parting, maybe, like where it just came to a natural end, or it was so stuck it just couldn't move forward anymore. And you may be internalizing this and thinking that it's a reflection on you. And you may have a desire to control the outcome or the person involved. It says here, being overly controlling can sabotage a relationship. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. And I feel like giving it room to be released completely, but feeling it first. Feel it, heal it, release it. Surrendering denial. It says here, accept people and situations exactly as they are. That is the part that's going to allow you to release this, by accepting it, by not denying it, and accepting that this is, if it was a relationship, to accept the person and say, that's who they were. This doesn't reflect on my worthiness. Just because they failed to see my value and worth doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means we're not for each other. It says here, accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decision. Very interesting. Okay, looking here at the bottom of the deck, we see keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. So if there's a part of you that's sort of comparing and saying, well, how come they have this and I don't? Or how come other people are able to whatever and I'm not? It must be that I'm not worthy. It must be that I'm no good. No, don't go down that road. You just focus and remember that everybody's path is designed perfectly for their soul's highest good. And there are some things that we can't understand until more time passes to illuminate the rest of the story. This feels very raw and fresh. And I'm sending you so much love and light, but I feel like this is going to pass and it's going to renew and release into a beautiful new beginning for you with those 2 aces of cups. 2 aces of cups. Sending you so much love and light, Scorpio. Take care, and I look forward to reading for you again soon.